All right, Free Radicals, welcome back. I'm Dave, and I am the Radical Independent, living up to my name today, doing pro bono work here on YouTube for the Radical Independent cause. Thank you for watching. The very least you can do, especially if you like the interviews I did with Dario Hunter or Howie Hawkins, do me a favor and at least subscribe to the channel, hit the bell for notifications, and watch the videos. I am pretty much revenue neutral right now, so I just want to let folks know if you can at least watch the videos. Hopefully I'm not going to get demonetized here because I'm going to call out something that's happening. Green Party lawsuits allege states are exploiting the COVID-19 pandemic to limit voter options. The Green Party of the United States has announced lawsuits have been filed in Illinois and Georgia to stop Democratic and Republican-run boards of elections from exploiting COVID-19, social distancing, and shelter-in-place guidelines to prevent the Green Party from gathering petition signatures for candidates. This is interesting, very similar. Whether you like Howie Hawkins or not, his Twitter account vanished the other day. It came back, but it had just been pulled down. And interesting, because very similar to what happened when Tulsi Gabbard was like the most searched candidate, and then Google all of a sudden didn't allow her to do some advertising to piggyback on that momentum. Every time Tulsi Gabbard, by the way, did a debate, her name was either the top most searched out name or, right up there, second place, whatever. So the Green Party has been appealing to governors across the nation for emergency ballot access relief for candidates in the interest of public health and safety. Lawsuits in more states are being explored if officials do not respond. The reason they're doing this is because it's hard to get on the ballot to begin with, which is ridiculous. That shows that we really don't have a true democracy. It should be really easy to get on the ballot. I'm not saying there shouldn't be any restrictions, but if you can gather like 1,000 signatures, you should be on the ballot. Maybe even fewer. I don't know. It depends on what state you're in. The Greens note that maintaining these signature requirements despite pandemic conditions also jeopardizes ballot lines for their presidential candidate who will be nominated at the Green Party convention in July. The Green presidential candidate was on the ballot in 44 states plus D.C. in 2016. By the way, that's enough to win an election. For all of you who think, the Green Party, it's no chance, no access, they're not even on the ballot. 44 states plus D.C., that's enough to win an election. Ross Perot in 92 was well on his way to winning that election in a three-way race with Bush and Clinton. But the deep state spoke very loudly and shut that down. And then by the time Perot decided to get back into it, it was too late. The damage had been done, and Bill Clinton ended up winning. But both Bush and Perot had combined had more votes. The Illinois and Georgia Green parties have filed lawsuits to force equitable treatment, and other state Green parties have requested relief from petition requirements with some positive results. The state of New Jersey has granted the Green Party of New Jersey approval for electronic petitioning after Greens there requested equitable treatment. The Vermont Green Party has been released from petitioning requirements altogether by the state legislature. There you go. Brendan Phillips, co-chair of the Green Party Ballot Access Committee, said ballot access restrictions are perhaps the most egregious obstacles facing independent and third-party candidates. Many states already require near insurmountable signature requirements just to get on the ballot. These onerous requirements help the controlling parties to maintain power over who is elected. Considering the circumstances of the COVID-19 pandemic, these already very difficult requirements now force candidates to endanger themselves, their families, and the very people they seek to represent in public office. We are no longer able to collect petition signatures for ballot access unless state governors take executive action to provide relief. Our only path to the ballot in 2020 will be through the courts. And yes, please go through the courts. The Green and Libertarian parties of Illinois filed a lawsuit on April 2nd asking that petition signature requirements be waived or suspended for this year's general election. The Illinois State Board of Elections has refused to modify the signature requirements for new parties that have been around for decades, by the way, including the Green Party, to take into account the Illinois governor's March 20 emergency stay-at-home order in response to the COVID-19 pandemic. The current period for obtaining signatures, including for candidates for president, is from March 24th to June 22nd. Democrats and Republicans, which are considered established parties and have lower signature requirements, petitioned last autumn, and candidates were chosen in a March primary. Despite Illinois having one of the most oppressive ballot access laws in the nation, required so-called new parties to gather 25,000 valid petition signatures from Illinois voters in just 90 days for statewide candidates, which actually requires gathering about 50,000 to thwart challenges from objectors. The Illinois Green Party and its supporters have demonstrated time and again that we are capable of meeting that goal, beginning with the Nader campaign in 2000. Therefore, we believe we have a very strong case to be relieved of the petition gathering requirement under the current circumstances, which make public petitioning impossible, said Rich Whitney, co-chair, Illinois Green Party. So, a lawsuit again in Georgia with Green and Libertarians, Green Party of New Jersey, and Vermont, which, again, good results in New Jersey and good results in Vermont. But, folks, this is where the rubber meets the road. It's not even, people worry about, is this guy a Russiagator? Is this guy, that stuff's, what their views are, I'm not saying it doesn't matter, but if we can't get them on the ballot, then that's kind of it's a non-starter at this point to complain about a candidate's views on something. And people say, well, it's disorganized, it's dysfunctional, this party. If we are really interested in democracy and taking over the Green Party, meaning that we go in, we invade the party, and we make it more viable. The more people, the more viable it is. The Dem exit, see, the problem with the Dem exit is if you're not going anywhere after you take the off-ramp, if you're just driving around town looking for a place to go, at that point, you're not helping. You're okay, I'm going to join a movement for the People's Party. Okay, great. They're not on the ballot anywhere. It's a nice movement. It sounds great. It's exactly what we need, but it's not on the ballot. The Green Party is. And if you want it to be on the ballot in more places, then you've got to invade this party and get active. And thankfully, there are lawsuits all over the place. And if you donate to the Green Party, you can help probably fund or pay for some of this legal action, which I'm sure is not cheap. So, very important that we don't just stop. A lot of people are they're going to give up. Okay. It's frustrating. I get it. It's very frustrating, especially, in light of some of the things I've seen recently, like this picture of Tulsi Gabbard and Meghan McCain. The only reason I show you that is this kind of thing inspires me to be in the Green Party. So just think about it, folks. Think about, and you know what? I'll say this. If you're more libertarian-oriented, get involved with the Libertarian Party, because at least they're anti-war. They're anti-war, and they're against censorship, and they're for free speech, and there are a lot of great things about that party. Economic issues, I disagree with them, although there are libertarian socialists out there who I don't know if I agree with 100%, but it's interesting. I don't know if that's the actual Libertarian Party platform, but get involved somewhere. Yeah, because this ain't working. This is cozying up to the establishment. Neo-lib, neo-con. I hate to call Tulsi Gabbard a neoliberal, but she might be. I don't know. I want full-strength anti-war. Green Party, Libertarian Party. In that order. All right. I'm done. Again, pro bono work. If you can help me out via... I think I had a contribution yesterday. I think I had a $10 contribution over on PayPal. It's davidjspuria@gmx.com. That $10 is more than what my channel will earn on YouTube in 2, maybe 3 weeks' time. So I appreciate that. All right, I'm done. See you soon.